If you are single and dating, you've probably had the experience of a man coming on very strong in the beginning, but then pulling away and losing interest just when you thought everything was going great. It actually happens a lot. Things start off wonderfully. He's always texting you and communicating and making plans and showing you how excited he is about you. It's almost too good to be true. But then, suddenly, something changes and he becomes distant. He's pulling away and isn't as interested as before. And you aren't sure what happened or what to do about it. If that resonates with you, then stay right here because I'm going to explain the top 5 reasons why men pull away, and I'll tell you exactly what to do to turn things around. Don't go anywhere because we're starting right now. If you've had the experience of a man losing interest and pulling away when everything seems to be going great, you know how unsettling it can be. I mean, just last week, this guy was really into you. He made you feel like the most important person in the world. He told you how much he liked spending time with you. He was doing all the right things. And slowly but surely, you let your guard down and really started to connect with him. It felt like things were perfect, maybe almost too good to be true. And then, out of nowhere, you feel like something changes. Maybe he's not so chatty. Maybe he's not texting or calling as much, or he's not as affectionate. And he doesn't seem excited to see you, or he doesn't make plans with you this weekend. Whatever it is, you can sense it, and it makes you anxious and worried that you've done something wrong, or that his feelings have changed and you're going to lose him. And that's when you start questioning everything, and replaying your interactions over and over, trying to figure out what happened. Was it something I said? Did he learn something about me that he doesn't like? Did he meet someone else? You become consumed with second-guessing yourself and thinking about how to fix things. Well, here are the top reasons why this happens and the steps to follow to turn things around to get him back to how he was before. Number 1, it's a triggered emotional response that has nothing to do with you. When a man has a sudden change of heart without an obvious reason, it's often caused by a triggered emotional response. In other words, some behavior or interaction or new information triggered a negative emotion in him and caused him to experience anxiety. And this uneasiness gets associated with you, or it gets associated with the relationship, and poof, he's gone. And this isn't something you could ever control. Now, unless you were offensive or did something really weird or appeared way too needy, the trigger is related to something in your partner's past and has nothing to do with you at all. And a trigger could be almost anything. It could be behaviors or gestures or expressions or differences of opinion or even the way you laugh. And often, I know that they're ridiculous. If you're a fan of the 90s sitcom Seinfeld, you know that Jerry was always meeting women and always found something that made the relationship where he couldn't continue. Now, sometimes a trigger is an alert to important differences between two people, but mostly a trigger is simply an irrational emotional response to something your partner isn't even aware of. He doesn't even know why he has suddenly lost interest. He doesn't understand why his own feelings have changed. He just knows that he doesn't feel the same. If you can't figure out what happened, if there wasn't any disagreement or argument and he just suddenly changes, the change was likely caused by an irrational emotional response that has nothing to do with you and everything to do with him. But there are a few qualities about him to look out for because these characteristics make this scenario more likely. And that starts with number 2. Number 2, he's addicted to the high of the challenge, or he's addicted to the chase. One way of determining if he's addicted to the chase involves examining how strongly he pursued you in the beginning, as well as how much interest you showed initially. You see, men who are addicted to the chase often begin dating very differently. These men are turned on and crave a challenge and are unshaken by rejection. So ask yourself, were you not particularly interested initially? Did he keep pursuing you and refuse to give up despite your rejections of him? Guys who are addicted to the chase can't accept no for an answer. It's a challenge and they feel that they must win. And once they win, once they know that they have you, the challenge is over, the chase is over, and they feel numb. And unfortunately, too often, they lack the insight to understand and change this behavior. Instead, they move on thinking that something is missing in the relationship. By the way, I'm psychologist and relationship coach Dr. Antonio Borrello. This channel is all about helping you build great relationships so you can grow happy together. So, hit subscribe, join our community, and make your love life the best part of your life. Okay, on to number 3. Number 3, he's in love with somebody else. This is also common when an on-again, off-again ex shows up asking for another chance. In fact, that's happened to me once. I met this woman online, we started texting and talking, we went on 4 dates during a period of about 2.5 weeks, and things were going great. And then one evening, a few days after our 4th date, we were texting back and forth, and then she suddenly disappeared. She stopped responding to my texts and calls. No communication, no explanation, nothing. She just ghosted me and it was radio silence. And of course, I was left feeling confused and worried that I somehow offended her. But what really happened? Well, apparently that evening while we were texting, her ex-boyfriend just showed up at her door and he wanted a second chance. And of course, she then deleted all of our communications. And guess how I found out? Well, she started texting me again when they broke up again. Then I finally had clarity and understood why she didn't want to date me at that time. But certainly she could have let me know rather than ghost me. But at least I knew for certain that it wasn't something that I did. So, if you're dating a person who was recently in another relationship, be careful. They could be totally into you one day and then totally disappear the next day. And if he's in love with another woman, that does not mean that you are inadequate or ugly or uncaring or unsexy. It means he's caught up and not fully over his ex. Don't take it personally or compare yourself to his ex. They have a history and it is something that he will have to deal with on his own. Okay. So you have little control over the first three scenarios, over the first three reasons. In other words, it's not your fault. But if the next two reasons sound familiar, I'll tell you exactly how you can immediately fix the issue and turn things around. Number 4, you're attracted to unavailable men. Are you someone who is always attracted to men who are unavailable or otherwise bad for you? Do you keep picking the bad boys? You know the scenario. The nice guy is handsome and sweet and intelligent and available, and he's interested in a relationship with you. But of course, you're just not that into him. On the other hand, you can't stop thinking and obsessing over the emotionally unavailable man. So if you have a history of picking these unavailable men, perhaps you're more likely to subconsciously seek out similar scenarios, hoping that the story will have a different ending next time. Only it does not. That's when it might be time to reevaluate how and where you are meeting these bad boys and make some adjustments. Give the nice guy a second date and see what happens. And finally, the biggest and most common reason why men pull away is number 5. Number 5, you're working much harder than he is. When we are really attracted to someone and we really want things to work out, we have a tendency to go out of our way to be super nice and attentive and available. And sometimes we do all of the work to make the relationship happen. This includes things like always driving to his house to see him, arranging your schedule to make time for him, and even canceling plans with your friends to see him. Now, this may be an exaggeration, but if a guy thinks that you'll drop everything for an opportunity to see him, the message it sends is that he's the most important thing going on in your world. And that has 3 bad consequences. Number 1, it lowers your value and attractiveness. When you show a new man that you're dating too much interest or too much excitement, your perceived value relative to his goes down. Secondly, when you're doing all of those things, he doesn't have to try so hard. He doesn't have to invest into the relationship. Remember, people care more when they put more effort and invest into their relationship in terms of time and energy and effort and commitment. And number 3, when you are trying so hard, he gets overconfident and no longer fears losing you. So if you recognize that you've been trying harder and working harder than him and he's not investing, what can you do to fix this? Well, first, I want you to also lean back. Instead of trying harder to pull him in closer, lean back and distance yourself. Prioritize you and become someone you would miss. Be yourself and make yourself a priority. And start with taking the attention off of him and put it back on yourself. And take care of you first. Start doing things for you that are separate from him. And spend time with your friends and family. Remember, he's got to know how full and complete your life is. And secondly, make him invest in the relationship. When he does, he will be increasing his feelings of love and appreciation for you. And I'm not talking about money, I'm talking about allowing him to help you with things. Small favors, or helping you complete a project at home, or help with studying, or help with work, or things that take time and effort. Instead of suggesting that you meet at his place, let him drive over to your place or pick you up. These things add up. The more he invests, the more he will like you as a result. I know it seems counterintuitive, but trust me, people appreciate and value the things that they work hard for. Look, anyone who is dating in today's world will have these experiences and it won't feel good. But what's important is that you quickly recognize when your feelings are no longer being reciprocated, and once you're aware of that, you adjust your behaviors and feelings accordingly. Don't waste your time worrying about a man who isn't showing as much interest as you are. And don't blame yourself or spend endless hours worrying about what went wrong. It happens to everyone. It happens frequently and it's not a reflection of you, period. Instead, move forward and meet someone as eager about a relationship as you are. You deserve a person who's just as excited about you and knows how to show it. And don't settle for anything less. Remember, this channel is all about helping you build great relationships so you can grow happy together. So if you want to see more videos like this one, make sure that you're subscribed so you aren't missing any of our new videos. And please hit that thumbs up button if you found this video helpful. I'll see you in the next video.